Not all of the plant components that leave the workshops of Tira in Schalkau are of this size and weight. But the company is used to manufacturing electrodynamic vibration testing systems, affectionately referred to as shakers by experts, and balancing technology well beyond the ordinary, pushing the limits of what is technologically feasible and technically sensible. And this in every direction, because vibration testing systems are needed in many different industries and for numerous applications, from only a few grams to huge machines weighing many tons, from deflection forces of a few newtons through to hundreds of kilonewtons. Our own mechanical manufacturing center guarantees a very high vertical range of manufacture that allows the experts to turn their years of experience with tricky technological processes, as well as the development and construction of both mechanical and electrical components into globally marketable products. Although manufacturing our own parts requires machinery and equipment beyond what is considered normal in mechanical engineering, it does allow flexible and even made-to-order production. Because even though Tira products can be found in a catalog, they are not off the peg and are often built to individual customer specifications and requirements. This means that the most important mechanical parameters of the shaker's key component, the moving coil, can be guaranteed at the beginning of the production process. Copper rings that are heated to over 600 degrees Celsius are shrunk fit to the cold-moving coil carrier, then welded and turned exactly on a lathe that can hold parts with diameters beyond the 1000 millimeter mark. At the same time, a vertical turret lathe takes care of rolling in and hollow turning the internal copper rings for the matching part in the magnet carrier. 5-axis CNC milling machines are dimensioned such that structural parts and special auxiliary systems such as slip tables can also be manufactured in the required dimensions up to side lengths of 1.5 meters. The coils are also perfectly wound by hand at Tira from hollow tubes with cross-sections of up to 1 square centimeter for water-cooled systems or solid wire, if necessary smaller than 0.1 square millimeters. All of the components are then assembled and tested in the assembly department. This naturally includes the electrical construction of the power amplifiers, to generate the excitation voltage in a frequency range from only a few hertz up to 2 kilohertz, and the DC supply units for the field coils. Not forgetting the necessary complete control engineering and the installation of the complex cooling systems. The plans are subjected to a defined test routine at Tira as a complete system before being sent on their way to their operating site. This often takes them to the other side of the world, because Tira customers can be found on nearly every continent. The 18.5-ton, 300 kilonewton shaker loaded up here, however, reached its destination just a few hundred kilometers away the very next day. It is already the second system in use at SGS in Munich. The worldwide acclaimed testing and certification company is being increasingly commissioned by the automotive industry to test its sensitive battery technology and uses Tira shakers both vertically and horizontally in the high-performance sector. Alternatively, spatial axes can be made to vibrate simultaneously if several excitation systems are used at the same time, thus creating some very realistic conditions. To satisfy the increased specifications according to the MIL standard in the aviation and automotive industry, the environmental simulation laboratories of Saarbrücker CTC Advanced GmbH an internationally active certification agency for electronic products, trusts in a 3-axis testing machine that was designed by Tira with its partner Kokusai and has now been produced, delivered, and commissioned on site. But Tira produces not only these electrodynamic vibration testing systems in its works in Schalkau. The company also uses its competence in this field to build special machines, preferably to develop and assemble balancing machines, such as this plant that automatically balances the motor armature for electric drives. A robot controls the identification, measurement, and reworking of 600 different types of rotor. And last but not least, the skills that have been acquired from measuring mechanical parameters are also put to good use in our own products for material testing technology. These range from single-column tabletop testing machines for small forces right through to special testing machines for test materials of high strength and in an extended test field. Of course, our own mechanical manufacturing center and the electrical competence play an important role when it comes to flexibility and a reliable vertical range of manufacture. In addition, Tira offers free capacities in its manufacturing center for third-party contract manufacturing. This means that the traditional company from Thuringia has more than just one leg to stand on, thus strengthening its global reputation as a specialist for measurement and testing systems and allowing it to keep its finger on the market's pulse with the latest technological developments.